for the benefit of the community. Finally, we are committed to changing people's lives and with our partners to building a better world. Honorable Excellency, honorable guests, thank you very much. It is a great privilege to be here.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alan Zimbler from the Sustainable Housing Solutions Limited. For those of you who can still peep, I'm sure that if you look straight ahead of me, Your Excellency, and those of you here, that's quite an interesting idea of what the final project would be. There's a screen showing very interesting footage of what the entire project, when completely done, would look like. So, well, it will be running. You can look at it anytime you want. And very interesting pictures. Hospitals, schools, well-tarred roads, metered electricity, metered gas, metered water, security in place, and everything that anybody would wish to have in a community that is decent, affordable, and of course, beautiful. And as Dr. Zimbler said, he's sure that it is going to be sustainable, just as the name of the company, Sustainable Housing Solutions. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I also to acknowledge the presence of Bishop Williams Agri-Mensah of the Lighthouse Mega Church. Bishop Williams Agri-Mensah, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And now I'll move to the United Nations. Mr. Vice President, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, this project would not have been without the active support of the United Nations Office for Project Services. This morning we're privileged to have them here, and I'd like to invite Gret Feremo to do us the honors of the address from the United Nations Office for Project Services. Please welcome Gret Feremo.
Your Excellency, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you for your warm welcome to the stage. And today is a very special day in Accra. We are here to launch a project to build 6,500 homes here in Amasaman. It's part of what we heard already, the 100,000 new homes to be built on sites across Ghana. 100,000 homes. Let that figure sink in. Think about it. This is a game changer. Local jobs. It will support a sustainable economy. And it demonstrates what UNOP's Social Impact Investing Initiative sets out to achieve: to drive innovation, to bring new partnerships, and to unleash larger sources of sustainable financing, both public and private. We are bridging the gap between private investment and development infrastructure, and in doing so, helping address critical needs for affordable housing, not only in Ghana, but across the globe. In Ghana, Kenya, Pakistan, India, and across the Caribbean, we plan to build more than 850,000 affordable homes. So this is one of the largest building programs the world has ever seen. And today is the launch of the first of these homes here in Amasaman. The total value of projects in Ghana only is more than $5 billion. So we are proud to support the government of Ghana address affordable housing needs. And we could not do any of this without our partners, the SHS. The building of the new homes will also create many new jobs. And today, they are beginning to set up a factory in Accra that will produce the structures needed for the new homes. It's world-class technology and tested already in this geography. The factory will provide, as I mentioned, jobs and training to local workers who will build the sustainable, energy-efficient homes. Finally, I would like to place today's event in context. The member states of the United Nations agreed ambitious targets in the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. We will not reach them without bold ambitions. We will not reach them without taking bold risks, but together, in partnerships, uniting public and private sectors, we stand a chance of delivering a better future. And through new ways of working, we can accelerate achieving the Sustainable Development Goals to the benefit of all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And just a few pointers from there, Your Excellency, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. As she mentioned, this project will cost in excess of $5 billion US. Did you hear that? In excess of $5 billion US. And then also just a few pointers from what she said. She says bold ambitions and bold risks. If you don't take bold ambitions, if you do not try bold risks, you will never have what I picked from it, a better future. Your Excellency, the Vice President, Gret Feremo is the UN Under-Secretary General and also the Executive Director of UN Ops, and she's accompanied by Vitaly Van Scheibom, Deputy Executive Director and COO of UNOPS. Thank you all very much for your time here. Nime Name. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure now to present the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Please welcome Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia.
Thank you very much. Ministers of State, we have here the Deputy Minister for Works and Housing, Mrs. Barbara A.C. Asher, the National Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, our MMDCs for Ghana West and Ghana North, Executive Directors of the United Nations Office for Project Services, also our UN Under Secretary General, who is also an Executive Director, Executive Directors for Sustainable Housing Solutions, Nime Name, our chiefs from the Zongo community, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the launch of this landmark affordable housing project here in Ghana. I'm delighted to join you today to make this historic launch for work to start on the United Nations Office for Projects Sustainable Housing Initiative, We're all aware that shelter is the next most important need after food and clothing. Our inability to meet the housing needs of our citizenry in the past has created a huge backlog to be in excess of 1.7 million units. Whilst the housing supply requirement is about 150,000 units per annum, available data indicates that less than 40% of this figure is achieved annually. Ladies and gentlemen, home ownership within the growing working class is one of the most integral parts of a developing economy. It creates the basis for the transfer of generational wealth, provides socioeconomic empowerment to the nation's citizens, enables good governance through structured communities, reduces marginalization of decent, hardworking people, and contributes to the social fabric of the family system. One of the greatest ongoing needs across our African continent as a whole is the availability of affordable housing for our citizens. It is with this background that His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, became so interested in the UNOPS housing programs during the United Nations General Assembly meetings in September last year. The UNOPS Sustainable Housing Project seeks to de-risk the infrastructure investment projects in an effort to help attract financing from the private sector to national development agendas. Projects selected are subjected to rigorous and comprehensive due diligence process that will ensure positive environmental, social, and economic impact with financial returns for the private sector investors. Ghana is one of 2 countries in Africa that made it through the vetting process for this project, and we are grateful to UNOPS for this. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is no secret that our local housing sector currently faces challenges on multiple fronts, from the lack of affordable finance options for both developers and citizens, lack of affordable properties, and lack of affordable mortgage options. This has led to a large disparity between the need for housing and the availability of viable and sustainable housing options for hard-working Ghanaians. Across the breadth and length of this country, there are countless instances where Ghanaian workers have moved from one district to another and could not be allocated housing units because they are literally not available. With the UNOPS project coming on board to augment housing projects currently being undertaken by this government and the private sector, we are miles away to overcome the challenges facing the housing sector. In fact, we are really going to, with this particular project, close the gap. To address the housing gap, government has embarked on strategic partnerships with the private sector and with a special focus on affordable housing. We are under no illusion that finding a lasting solution to the housing deficit cannot be achieved without forming crucial partnerships with the private sector. In line with this, government is partnering the United Nations Office for Project Services and Sustainable Housing Solutions to deliver an affordable housing model which will include not only homes to be built, but the related mortgage system to enable working Ghanaians to purchase a home that comes with all the amenities a decent home will contain. In fact, when we first started finding out the details of this particular project, UNOPS to invest over $5 billion into housing in this country. This has never been done before in this quantum since independence. Initially, there were so many skeptics. Is this really true? Is this real? But I think that everyone who has seen the executive director for UNOPSI and the UN Under Secretary General Greg Faremo will know that it is real and it is coming. It is going to be a game changer. So many benefits will come from this. But as we said, this comes with a mortgage system to enable working Ghanaians purchase a home that comes with the amenities all a decent home should contain, and which is also going to be environmentally friendly. Ladies and gentlemen, a sound financial system is very, very critical to development of a mortgage market in Ghana. Without a sound financial market, it is difficult to see how a deep mortgage market will emerge to enable workers buy many of the affordable homes that are going to be constructed in this country, not necessarily under this particular program, because this program is coming with its mortgages. But we cannot overemphasize, I must say, the importance of maintaining a sound banking and financial environment in Ghana. And I would like to take this opportunity to provide a little bit of education in this regard, because our financial system has been going through a little bit of turmoil with the revocation of licenses of many financial institutions as the central bank has cleaned up the financial sector. But if you know the importance of a stable financial system in our economy, then you will understand why I read with dismay the statement that was issued on 22nd August of this month by the former president, John Dramani Mahama, on his version of developments in the banking and financial system of Ghana. Instead of explaining to the good people of Ghana how his government superintended over outright regulatory failure, which led to the biggest financial crisis ever